ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to these right here are going to be my Futureshock 80 thoughts, or the Futureshock Uproar 2 thoughts. This is the second Uproar. I get confused. It's Futureshock 80 was last night. Well, it's Monday now, so it might have been a week ago when you're watching this. But last night for me, in the Guildhall in Stockport, we had a fucking ridiculous looking card on paper, and that made it all the worse, the fact that until about an hour before the show, I wasn't even going to it. Some friends of mine gave me the biggest honour in the world by asking me about a year ago now to be a goddaughter to their little girl. And in one of those, oh, that makes me feel very, very, very grown up kind of moments. Yeah, of course we accepted, and it was one of those. The friend had made a point of saying, I'm going to book the christening, so it's on the day of Futureshock, just so you can't go to it, and because she's evil and she does things like that. And she was a woman of her, and she is and was a woman of her word, and did exactly that. And as Godfather, it's not like I can do one. So, yeah. It wasn't going to happen, but it was at the same time, it was just sort of, I was always scheming, so that was cool. So to be able to actually get there was a thing. And so at least one guy appreciated it, and that was Mr. Dave Rain. In the opening contest, he defeated Mark Master in a good match. He came out, spotted me, hey, you made it, and gave me a big hug. So that's the second time I've had some physical contact with him at a Futureshock show this year, having been kissed by Mr. Rain, seriously, at the first Warrington Futureshock Slam show. So what's he got in store for me at the next Underground, I wonder? Hey. Yeah, Dave's got a great big bandage on his left shoulder. I can't exactly remember what it was he did, but something like that means you've got a great big target on your body, and Mark Master is an intelligent guy and worked the arm all match, and Dave sold it beautifully because that's what he does. Right in the middle of the match, this weird video package played on the 3 screens, and it was, what was it? It was like all the arena lights went out, and there's just this black and like little things like playing cards would come up and things like that. It's one of those, everyone's sort of looking around going, I don't know what that was. TKO, surprisingly, gets the win for Rain. I like that. All good. Sona Durson defeated James Drake to retain the Adrenaline Championship that he won in a 3-way at the last Underground show. There's been tension between the Blackpool Blondes for quite some time, so James Drake's tag team partner Axl Rose was out, but you could see something's not quite right. And then when James Drake was chucked to the outside, Axl Rose was like, come on, you've had your breather, get back in. Later on in the match, James Drake's getting frustrated because he hit one really stiff looking clothesline that turned Sona Durson inside out, and then he hit a drop kick that was so bang on the jaw that you just, it made you go, oh! It was like, oh, that was fucking perfect! Yeah, they didn't get the win. James Drake started getting frustrated, went and got the Adrenaline Championship. I'm sorry, I've just this moment woken up. Full of shite. Yeah. Gets the championship belt, looks like he wants to use it. Axl Rage stops him and pulls it off him. Also, at one point in the match, sorry, I should mention, Sona Durson goes for a dive to the outside onto the 2 blondes, and at the exact right moment, Axl Rage moves out of the way so that James Drake takes all the impact. That's one of those things I actually was expecting to be the other way around. I was expecting Drake to push Rage in Durson's way, sort of sacrificing his partner for him. But yeah, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Sonosphere. Gets the win for. Like that. I can't remember what it's called, and then remember what it's called, because I'm a fucking idiot and I've just woken up and I haven't had any caffeine yet. T-Bone defeated Eston Reese. I hope I've said that name right. T-Bone, I say it on every one of these vids, is my favourite wrestler. He does things that no fucker else does, and it's that simple. His selling is so fucking good. Let me just go back and let me go back in 2 weeks in time for you. It was at the last show at the Futureshock Underground 8, I think it was. It was T-Bone versus Zach Gibson. And T-Bone was so fucking good on that night. It was my 2 favourite performers going at it in the ring, so I was always going to love it, but that match was really, really special. Little things that T-Bone does, Reese has been working the arm all match, and T-Bone does little things. The way he shakes the arm out so he can get the feeling back into it is absolutely fucking brilliant. He goes for a collar and elbow tie. We all know how you go in for it, right? And as the last step before he goes in, he made a point of shaking the arm out one more time. Fucking great. I love shit like that. He did this little thing. I think the majority of the people in the room thought it was a botch, but I thought it was so clever because he knocked Reese to the outside, right? And then Hank hung onto the ropes. And he tried to skin the cat, and he couldn't get up. And a lot of the people in the room, unfortunately, they laughed at it because it looked like it'd been a botch. I'm sat there going, guys, He's got a fucked arm. How can he pull himself up if he's got a fucked arm? And then he does it again, and again he can't do it. The third time, with, you know, a bright red face and the strainer going, pulled himself up. I thought that was great. I'm sorry, Tyson, if people laughed at you. I spotted that. I thought it was fucking wonderful. My only complaint about this match is it went about 25 minutes long, and it felt, there was times where it felt, I don't know, it didn't lose the crowd a lot, but it felt too long. It felt like you had about 15 minutes of content and you had a 25-minute match, is what I would say on one of my usual video reviews. It's probably the best way that I can put it. But yeah, Drape and DDT gets the pin. It was just, it was everything I was wanting. Hoping it'd be two big bulls beating the snot out of each other. It was great. Next, all my phone's turned off. Excuse me, I really have just woken up. Zach Gibson defeating Sergeant Sexy Kev in a good match. Sexy Kev coming out in Baywatch attire, which was interesting. I saw, a word on Sexy Kev, if I may. I called his first ever match, believe it or not. He made his debut, as far as I know. I may be wrong on this one, Kevin, so let me know if I'm wrong. But he was in a battle royal at GPW's 10th anniversary show, which I had the absolute honour of calling. And the first time I saw him wrestle, and turned to my guys after the show and said, that guy needs to be a heel so badly, because that gimmick, Sexy Kev, if you're wondering, is a stripper, essentially. He's got a fucking body of a Greek god sort of thing, and he comes out and he takes off the poppy removable pants and he grinds and all that, and he shouts either "I'm so sexy" or "Damn, I'm sexy," and both of which are arrogant. And you know, all he needs to do is just turn the dick meter up just a tiny little bit, and that arrogance becomes real arrogance and ego, and you sit there going, well, you're a knobhead, aren't you? I mean, at the moment, it's one of those, he comes out, "I'm so sexy," and you go, and I should cheer for you, that, yeah. And the whole room's going, "Hey!" And it's like, guess we're cheering for him then. On Friday night, the reason I'm telling you this is on Friday night, I went to another show, which I didn't write any notes for, and I really wish I had, a Pro Wrestling For You show. Saw Kevin work heel for the first time, and it was just like, everything that I've just said there, turn the arrogance up, he did it, and it was fucking great. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you about that is, it's just one of those things that I really want to see, but it's one of the things I think we'll never see at a Futureshock show, because he's so goddamn popular there. Anyway, Gibson, as his want and his heel persona these days, all his offense focuses on the left arm. He uses a modified version of the Nigel McGuinness's London Dungeon. He does something like that, so maybe it's a Liverpool basement, as my friend Si called it, which I thought was very, very amusing. Sev, which is Sexy Kev, shortened to Sev. Not catching me out. Sev sold the arm absolutely perfectly. A tiger bomb, and like I say, the London Dungeon gets the win for Zach after the bell. Jack Gallagher comes out. Those two are going to have a fight one day, and it's going to be fucking magical, but they're putting it off and putting it off and putting it out, and of course that makes you just want it more and more and more and more and more. Sparks came out apparently at the first Uproar show of the year, which is the one that I missed because I was in Spion. Sparks had done an open challenge, and Charlie Garrett had come out, which really bothers me because he's a particular favourite of mine at the moment. So he basically got an open challenge, but you have to be on part of the Futureshock roster. Nordic Warrior came out. How on earth that man carries that giant metal hammer of his, I just don't know. And what bothers me is he can lift it up with one hand, and then he gives it to referee Pete. And referee Pete is so strong that he doesn't sag under weight either. It's amazing. Anyway, squashy, powerbomb and a white noise get the win for Nordic Warrior. Didn't win anything on the raffle, because I never freaking do. In the main event, in the opening contest, I went to say then, fuck's sake, Mark, do these vids an hour after you get up. The Uprising, which is Don Micho and Ryan Hendricks and Futureshock champion Xander Cooper, defeating Jack Gallagher and the Models, which of course is Joey Hayes and Danny Hope, in a good match. There was just enough shenanigans in this match, because it obviously wasn't the main event to be serious, but there was a bit of shenanigans. There was a bit that probably isn't going to sound half as entertaining as it actually was on the night, which is where the Models have got, the baby faces have got Don Micho down in the middle of the ring, and they keep almost doing the people's elbow, running the rope sort of thing, and they would do an elbow drop, but as they went off this side of the ring, they were tagging the partner. So it was almost a continuous elbow drop. So they did this 6 times, and that was really, really fun. And there was another little sequence in it where I can't remember what move Danny did, but Joey did a crossbody dive off the top, and then as Joey landed, Jack Gallagher did a swanton bomb. So they came down almost like just bam bam. It was really, really nice. In this match, there was one of the daftest spots I've ever seen in anything in wrestling, which is where I can't remember who did it on who. I think it was Jack and Xander though, because I'm gonna guess I think it was them. They got into the top rope, and you're like looking like they're gonna do a superplex, and then you notice that all the other guys in the match are on the outside, and then you're looking at them and you're thinking, what are they doing here? I mean, if you do a superplex on him, that's just going to be madness. No, he does a belly to back suplex. So essentially a back suplex, pick up and drop off the top. It was one of those, if they hadn't have caught him, he would have been taking a super backstrap suplex off the top rope. And you're going, that would have killed him. One issue with this match, and that is I missed the finish. I don't know what something happened at the finish, and then Ryan had a roll up, and that was it. It's like the finish just came out of nowhere. They did that spot, and then the next thing you know, they won, and they were like, oh. I was expecting that to go another 10 minutes, sort of thing, you know. So yeah, that was probably my only disappointment of the night, to be honest, because you started going, what just happened? But I think they made up for it because afterwards, the Uprising guys did a Shield style triple powerbomb on Danny Hope through a table, and it was a weird one, this one, because it was everyone came to check on Danny, and the commentators came over, and the Futureshock management came over, and the referee was crying for some reason. One of those, my God, that's either a powerful sell or it's real. So it's one of those, well, if you questioned it, if even for a second you go, fantastic. How's that one sound? Yeah, I've been to 3 Futureshock shows this year. This one was the best. I'm not saying the other 2 were bad. It's just it's gone on a good, better, best for me. The Slam one being the worst. And then Underground, and then this one. How's that sound? So yeah, good times I had by all. And I sat there in my suit there because I didn't have time to get changed from this christening I went to, because I went from the christening straight to Futureshock. So I'm sat there in my suit, and I've been, check this out, guys. Just one more thing before I leave. Yeah, I've been dared by my dad to, when I got the suit, I saw this cane, and I just looked at him and went, oh, I've got to have that cane. And everyone at the time was like, yeah, look at you. But then when I tried the suit on, my dad just goes, just there. And he gave me the cane, and I just sat there leaning on it going, I look so good. I'm like, wow. It's like a day to wear that on your christening. So of course I walk into the Guildhall yesterday in my suit with my pimp cane. Just like, all right, lads. And it's one of those where I'm saying, oh, I'm sat in the front row, VIP. I'm like, yes, good time, yeah. Fucking great. It's good stuff. Yeah, good times were had by all at Futureshock. Next one is in 2 weeks' time. It's Futureshock Slam in Warrington. I would love to see you all there. Were you at Futureshock last night? Tell me what you thought. I've been Mark P. I should probably have waited at least an hour before I made this video, but hey, it made it more fun for you, didn't it? I've been Mark P. Like I say, take it easy, and I'll see you all very soon. Ieston Reese. Ieston Reese. You've got to remember that name. Ieston Reese. Ieston Reese. I will forget it, won't I? It'll be that guy. Some guy. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to these